What's up, everybody? It's your boy Maniac. Welcome to Maniac Nation. And this video is going to be strictly about quail, y'all, because I've been told by people, contacted, message, DM, however you want to say it, about, man, this is a lot harder than what people are showing on videos how to do something. So I've decided to make my own video to hopefully help a lot of people, because there isn't a lot of information out there about these quail. So that's what I'm here for. And I just wanted y'all to know that quail can be a problem if you don't pay attention. Y'all, it's just like me and my wife, Miss Alita, tell everybody. You have to study. You have to research what you're growing, what you're raising. Just like these birds right here, y'all. These birds normally would fly out of somebody's cage. Now, if I keep the door open, they're eventually going to get out. But, as you see, they're not worried about trying to get out. Now, this one right here, she might try, but, y'all, the whole thing is I have confidence and faith in what I do. So hopefully that gives you enough confidence and faith to listen to what I have to offer here, because I'm being told, even by my own mother, y'all. My own mother has terrible luck raising quail, but I finally helped her to where she's actually raised quite a number of quail this time. And normally she just feels terrible because none of them make it. So let's explain some of the things that could be wrong. Okay, now you may have birds in here, like I see one, the side of his head's a little damaged. But I know that there might be one extra male in there than what should be in there. But I just went through a thinning process, and I knew I needed to make sure before I chose, I wanted to add another week before I chose a big enough male to leave in here, because you'd hate to have a bigger bird actually there. So it could be as simple as you have too many males and not enough females. Now, me and my wife on our farm, we only prefer 5 females to each male. But when you put them in a space like this, you're actually going to have to add more females, which I would say 7, and whenever you get in close like this. But you also have to take consideration, when it gets close quarters like it is here, sometimes you don't need that extra male. Sometimes, like, I can run 2 males in here and that's all I need to run. But I only wanted to run 3 because I want to make sure that I get the right size male. I need to know who's the biggest one that's going to protect the ladies. That's what I really want. I want the bad boy, y'all. So it could be you have too many males, so select those out. Another thing is, you know, people tell me, oh, well, mine don't even make it to this stage. They always die in the brooder. Well, let's look at a few things. The main problem that I'm noticing on a lot of people is they don't have enough air flow into the brooder. Some people try to keep the temperature so warm, and it may not even need that kind of heat. Don't get me wrong. Everybody wants a 100-degree brooder usually, but if it's the middle of summer, you're not going to need that. In winter, if you have them in your room and it's pretty much room temperature, 90 degrees is fine. 95, I mean, but you got to think about it. As you apply that more heat there, it's going to get hotter in the box. So you really need one of those thermometers and hydrometers, humidity checker. You need to drop one of those in there, because you may have too hot of a bulb in there. That's one big problem people run into. The bulb's too hot. You may need to downgrade your bulb. Keep it somewhere between that 90 to 99 degree range and you'll be fine. And if you don't want to do that, or you can't afford a bulb, raise the height. Raise the height of the lamp. But the main problems in a brooder is either you've got it too hot or you got it too cold. So if they get really cold, you can lose them pretty quick, but they'll bunch up together and try to help each other out. They will attack a weak one. There's nothing you can do about that. That's not your fault they're going to do that. A lot of people's problem is they're not using enough bedding, or maybe they're not using the right type of bedding. If you know it's going to get extremely wet in your brooder, because, you know, they might spill water. Some birds are different than other birds. So if you have a lot of water in there, my wife took a little piece of a grill, like a small grill, put it in the bottom, and then she put the wood shavings up and put the water on top of that with a bowl underneath. So therefore, if they spilt the water, it went through the grating, went into a bowl, and the wood chip stayed dry. We do that for ducks. You probably don't have to do that for a quail. But I'm just saying, there could be a numerous amount of things that you're doing wrong. But maybe you need to add more bedding. But a lot of people's problem, they don't change the bedding fast enough. Nothing kills quail faster than whenever that bedding gets matted and it looks really hard like cement and flat. You're going to start dropping quail like crazy right then. So just really make sure that you're paying attention. Those little temperature things that you put in your brooder, they cost pennies on the dollar, y'all, like $1 or $2. And, you know, use shredded paper. My wife uses shredded paper. We'll use crushed up leaves. I mean, straw, anything you want to use, you can use that. So after that, the heat is the main problem. As the bird gets bigger, when these birds get fully feathered, y'all, they don't need as much heat. Like a lot of people, we used to think, well, we're not going to put them out from under the light until they're 6 weeks old. Sometimes, y'all, it ain't like that. Some of these birds grow extremely fast. So when they get all of their feathers in, they can pretty much withstand some cold weather. Some birds have took 4 weeks. Some birds have took 3 weeks. But generally, we don't try to keep, unless it's freezing cold outside, the longest we keep them is about 5 weeks inside the house then. But now we have an outside brooder, so we're not going to worry about that. So a lot of it, y'all, is just the bedding. It is just the temperature, and it is also the amount of water. You really need to pay attention to they drink a lot of water, y'all, and they need a lot of feed. We free feed ours until they get about this size, and then they get, depending on how many's in here, we give them 2 trays. But there's not enough quail in here, so they're not even eating the 2 trays. So you could just say that they're pretty much self-feeding all they want right now, because we want them to get big. And just like our teenagers here that we're going to graduate, they will, yeah, these will fly out. So this is our new pen. This is our new birds. There is a bunch in here, y'all. So, I mean, you can have good hatches. Like, this is a great hatch, y'all. Here, I'll let my wife show y'all. This is a really good big hatch. And they can be healthy. They can get really good. But as long as you're paying attention to clean water, clean bedding, make sure there's enough airflow. People cover it. It gets so hot and they can't breathe real good. Really, we leave the whole top open. We just cut the center out of one of those plastic totes and just zip tie hardware cloth back there. Therefore, they get plenty of airflow. If you raise them in a brooder outside, make sure they have the airflow that they need. That will definitely take them out. And from what I'm understanding, most of the people that I've talked to or been paying attention to, they're not changing their bedding fast enough. They're not keeping enough water for their birds. They're definitely not letting enough airflow take place, and they're covering it up, trying to keep the temperature there. Whenever the birds are going to crowd together, as long as you have a heat lamp on them, they're going to do really well. So I'm trying to make this not only for my mother, that's a little funny inside here, or Mr. Keith Hardiman, shout out to you. But I just want y'all to know, as long as you pay attention to these things that I just mentioned, you're going to be able to raise big, healthy quail without an issue. You're going to be able to have tons of eggs, because they just produce eggs like crazy. You're going to have beautiful hatches just like this. And we have more hatches inside, and we have a brooder out here that's slap full of baby quail as well. How many minutes are we on, by the way, for
almost 9.
9 minutes. Okay, so I wanted to make sure I didn't. I'm sorry the video is so long, y'all, but I've been asked so many questions about, could you break down how to do your quail, how to do this. So, and if you know about quail, then this video ain't for you. And we're not professionals, y'all, but we've raised thousands of quail. So we're pretty good at raising quail. This is only for the people that want to follow our journey and want to pay attention. You know, that there's just really not a whole lot of talk about quail out there. There's videos, but it's about how to make this bird look pretty. And I'm only about the sustainability, feeding me, my family, my dogs, everybody quail. That's what I'm about. So if there's any questions or any comments that you want to leave, I sure would appreciate it. I hope you enjoy this video. And please put a smiley face in the comments if you don't do anything. I sure would appreciate it. And if you haven't done so far, please hit like and subscribe. That would be awesome. So until next time, I am your boy Maniac. This is Maniac Nation, y'all. We out.